An encyclopedia is a book or a collection of books that give information about a wide variety of subjects or on many aspects of one subject. General encyclopedias cover a wide range of topics in the form of short articles written by knowledgeable experts. Encyclopedias have existed since the ancient times. The earliest known encyclopedia is 9 Books of Disciplines by Marcus Terence Varon, which took on a wide variety of subjects ranging from grammar to arithmetic. The 18th century Encyclopedia was a collaborative effort to compile and distribute a wide variety of knowledge from an enlightened perspective. It represented the thought of the Enlightenment and was written to change the way people think. It was a literary and philosophical enterprise with profound political, social, and intellectual repercussions in France just prior to the Revolution. Its contributors, men dedicated to the advancement of science and secular thought and the new tolerance and open-mindedness of the Enlightenment, were called encyclopedists. In the mid-1700s, a pair of French writers set out to organize all human knowledge. They called their project the Encyclopedia. It was a translation and massive expansion of the English Cyclopedia, or a universal dictionary of arts and sciences. Denis Diderot, who was also a poet, was the principal editor of the Encyclopedia. He was the driving force behind the project and was accompanied by Jean-Laurent d'Alembert, who was a distinguished mathematician, until 1759. Diderot then profoundly changed the nature of the publication and broadened its scope, turning it into an important organ of radical and revolutionary opinion. He described this project as a universal and analytical dictionary of human knowledge. His encyclopedia was almost insanely vast. It incorporated more than 70,000 entries, including original work from Voltaire, Rousseau, Montesquieu, and other philosophers of the French Enlightenment. Many writers, scientists, and even priests contributed massive amounts of labor, almost all of it unpaid, spanning 3 decades. The Encyclopedia was to bring out the essential principles and applications of every art and science, with the underlying philosophy being rationalism and faith in the progress of the human mind. 4,250 copies were printed. The project was immense and raised substantial questions that still challenge scholars today. How do you categorize and classify knowledge? Should the arts be presented alongside the sciences? How exactly can a reader navigate a 20 million word collection of information? The hardest task at the time was printing the Encyclopedia without being imprisoned. The Encyclopedia was outlawed in France because it was coming from a perspective accountable to the people. King Louis XV and Pope Clement XIII both banned it, though King Louis kept a copy and apparently actually did read it. Because of political and religious pressure in France, Diderot and his compatriots had to smuggle pages out of the country in order to publish them in what is now Switzerland. Collecting human knowledge wasn't just an academic exercise, it was also political. However, Diderot was not intimidated by the government's censorship of the work or by the criticism of conservatives. Diderot explained his goal like so. The goal of an encyclopedia is to assemble all the knowledge scattered on the surface of the earth, to demonstrate the general system to the people with whom we live, and to transmit it to the people who will come after us, so that the works of centuries past is not useless to the centuries which follow, that our descendants, by becoming more learned, may become more virtuous and happier, and that we do not die without having merited being part of the human race. The Encyclopedia is often seen as an influence for the French Revolution because of its emphasis on Enlightenment political theories. Diderot and other authors, in famous articles such as Political Authority, emphasized the shift of the origin of political authority from divinity or heritage to the people. The Encyclopedia conceived a collection of all available knowledge. It also challenged the authority of the Roman Catholic Church and of the aristocratic government, which both tried to suppress it. The 17 volumes of print and 11 volumes of engravings were completed in 1772 and remain a monument of the Age of Enlightenment.